Mia's phone buzzed during a late evening design session, a number she didn't recognize flashing on screen.
You've reached Mia Co. Interiors. This is Mia.
The voice on the line asked for Kimberly Mia Designs. Mia froze, then quickly opened her laptop. Her phone lit up with missed calls from 3 key prospects, all confused about the dupe. Signed interior design contracts worth $31,000 had been switched to Kimberly Mia Designs. Behind her, the framed USPTO trademark certificate caught the lamplight like a silent shield.
I owned the name before she even spelled it.
The copycat site had lifted her exact tagline, client testimonials, and a logo that merely swapped 2 characters. Mia set her jaw. Her sister had just thrown a match onto everything she'd built. But what Mia didn't know yet, the trademark office had already spotted the conflict. 3 years earlier, in 2022, Mia had sat in this same studio with a different kind of screen. She'd filed a federal trademark for Mia Co. Interiors, sweating the details of every class code. Back then, the studio was a one-woman operation, her portfolio a handful of small apartment makeovers. She'd built everything from those business cards, the signature serif font, the muted palette, painstakingly original. Now, she pulled the framed certificate off the wall and set it on her desk like an unopened weapon.
This mark isn't just a piece of paper. It's the one thing Kimberly can't copy.
She compared the 2 logos side by side on her laptop, her own refined word mark against the clumsy swap of letters.
I registered the mark before Kimberly even thought of starting a business. The USPTO will see the confusion instantly.
The federal registration gave her a 6-month head start in legal precedence if she chose to use it. But using it meant war with her own sister, and Mia had no idea how deep that war would cut. Mia didn't wait. She called her IP attorney, Natalie Chen, and set a meeting for the next morning.
The trademark registration is a strong foundation. I can draft a cease and desist that will put her on notice.
By Monday morning, a formal cease and desist letter landed in Kimberly's inbox, citing federal trademark infringement and demanding she immediately cease using the confusing mark and website.
She didn't even acknowledge it. Instead, she took to Instagram that afternoon.
My own sister is trying to gatekeep the family name. I won't be silenced. She wants to ruin me. The phone rang again that evening. Pamela's name flashed on the screen.
Mia, I just saw Kimberly's post. Why are you doing this to her?
She stole my clients, Mom. 3 of them, and my entire branding.
You need to drop this. Family comes first.
Family comes first? Where was that when she copied my life's work? Family doesn't steal.
2 days after the Instagram post, Natalie Chen's phone pinged with an email from an unfamiliar USPTO address. The subject line sent a jolt through the attorney's office. Trademark application conflict, Kimberly Mia Designs.
Mia, you need to hear this. The examining attorney for your sister's trademark application just reached out.
Mia gripped the edge of her desk. Her sister had actually filed for a federal trademark.
She tried to register the very name she stole from me. The audacity is breathtaking.
He wrote, preliminary examination reveals a likelihood of confusion with prior registered mark 6,123,456. That's yours, Mia.
On her own laptop, Mia pulled up the USPTO search and saw her registration number glowing next to the words "Live Registered."
He's going to refuse her application, isn't he?
All signs point to a formal refusal. We still have to let the process play out, but this is a powerful card.
The trademark office didn't just call. They saw the theft before I even had to prove it.
10 days later, the USPTO examining attorney stamped "refused" across Kimberly's application, citing Section 2W likelihood of confusion. The official refusal letter arrived in Natalie's email that afternoon, heavy with legal citations.
There it is in black and white. The USPTO agrees. Kimberly Mia Designs is confusingly similar to my registered mark.
The refusal is a strong weapon, Mia, but it doesn't shut down her business by itself. We need a federal lawsuit.
So she can keep operating under my brand while the government has already said it's illegal? That's infuriating.
We'll file a complaint for trademark infringement and seek a preliminary injunction. The refusal makes our case airtight.
Do it. File the lawsuit. I won't let her keep trading on my name just because we share blood.
I'll draft the complaint tonight. The USPTO decision is Exhibit A. We'll force her to stop and pay.
2 days later, the complaint hit the federal docket, listing the USPTO refusal as prima facie evidence of confusion.
This refusal isn't just a victory. It's the first real shot fired in a war I never asked for.
Kimberly didn't take the lawsuit quietly. Within hours, she posted a tearful video claiming Mia manipulated the USPTO to destroy her. She captioned it, "My sister used her connections to block my trademark. The system is rigged. I won't give up." Pamela called Mia before the video finished uploading.
How could you embarrass your sister like this? You're ruining her life over a name.
Mom, she literally stole my brand. The federal government agrees.
I don't care about your government papers. She's your blood. You find a way to fix this.
Fix it? She's the one who broke it. Blood didn't stop her from copying my entire business.
Her phone vibrated with an email from a long-term client. "We loved your work, but we can't get involved in a family feud. We're pulling the project."
Another one gone, thanks to Kimberly's performance. But I won't be bullied into silence.
Mia forwarded the USPTO refusal to the client, but the cancellation was already confirmed. The federal complaint, with the USPTO refusal attached as Exhibit A, was served on Kimberly at her studio early Wednesday morning. Simultaneously, Natalie filed a motion for a preliminary injunction to force Kimberly to stop using the knockoff brand immediately.
She has 20 days to respond, but the USPTO refusal makes a strong defense nearly impossible. The law is on our side.
She'll fight back with emotion, not evidence. She can't afford a real defense.
On Friday afternoon, Pamela appeared at Mia's studio door, her face pale and streaked with mascara.
Mia, please, I'm begging you, drop this lawsuit. You're destroying your sister's last chance to get back on her feet.
Mia stood and turned her back, staring at the USPTO certificate hanging on her wall.
She destroyed her own chance the moment she stole my name and my clients. I'm not the one who started this.
She's your blood. She lost her husband, her house, and all her savings. Can't you find it in your heart to forgive?
Forgiveness doesn't mean letting her keep what she stole. The court can decide the rest.
2 weeks after the complaint, Mia sat stiff-backed on a wooden bench in the federal courtroom, Natalie beside her. Kimberly sat at the opposite table, her expression a flickering mix of defiance and poorly hidden fear. Natalie Chen rose and held up the USPTO refusal, her voice crisp and deliberate.
The USPTO has already found likelihood of confusion. This document alone establishes irreparable harm to my client.
I had no idea she'd registered anything. The name was just a tribute to family. I never meant to confuse anyone.
The judge's gavel stayed silent, but his tone cut through the room. "Do you have legal authority to contest the USPTO's finding?" Kimberly's only response was a single page of internet printouts trembling in her hand. She had no lawyer, no cited cases, no defense. Natalie called Mia to the stand. Under oath, she detailed each lost contract, every confused client email.
3 clients canceled within weeks after her launch. They thought she was me. One even asked why we changed the logo. I built Mia Co. Interiors from nothing. I own the name. I registered it, and she took it.
The judge leaned forward, eyes hard behind his glasses. "The motion for preliminary injunction is granted." He signed the order with a single stroke, the gavel resting beside it like punctuation.
The order compels immediate cessation of all use of the mark, the website, and any contact with your past clients. It's binding.
But I'll lose everything. My business, my income. You can't do this to your own sister.
A court deputy handed the served injunction directly into Kimberly's trembling hands. Within 6 hours, the Kimberly Mia Designs website went dark, replaced by a single line. "This domain is no longer active."
The site's gone. The name's gone. The legal machine actually worked, but she's still out there, and she still owes money.
2 days later, workers arrived at Kimberly's studio and unscrewed the knockoff sign from the storefront. Inside, Kimberly sat alone among half-packed boxes, her phone open to a canceled credit card notification. The injunction was absolute, but compliance was already a battle Kimberly intended to fight another day. Despite the injunction, Kimberly left the Kimberly Mia Designs Instagram page active, still tagging Mia's past clients.
She's dangling my name before the market I built. Each post lands like a fresh blow.
The Instagram page violates the order. I'm filing for contempt and requesting disgorgement of the $31K.
Within 2 days, they sat again in the same federal courtroom, facing the same judge. The judge examined the screenshots, client affidavits, and USPTO refusal before fixing his gaze on Kimberly.
I took down the site. I don't have the money. I'm barely surviving as it is.
The gavel struck. The order is for disgorgement of $31,000 plus attorney fees. He signed the supplemental judgment. A writ of execution would attach to every asset Kimberly possessed.
She never imagined paying anything back. Now she'll understand what ownership truly means.
The USPTO letter ignited the fight. But now the law was scorching something real, her money. Natalie recorded the judgment with the county clerk, and the lien attached instantly to every asset Kimberly held. 3 days later, a certified letter arrived at Kimberly's condo. Her refinance application had been denied. The bank cited an active federal judgment for $31,247, plus accruing legal fees. Kimberly stood in her bare living room, the letter trembling in her hand, her breath shallow. She called Pamela, and the moment her mother answered, she broke down.
Kimberly, honey, slow down. What judgment? I don't understand.
After the call, Pamela dialed Mia 5 times. Mia let each one ring until the screen flashed missed call.
Mia, it's your mother. Your sister is distressed. Call me now. What have you done?
Mia listened to the message once, then set the phone face down on her desk. The judgment now sat like a padlock on Kimberly's credit, and Mia felt the weight of it settle. The next evening, Pamela appeared at Mia's apartment door, her hand trembling as she pressed the buzzer. Mia opened the door to find her mother's face puffy, eyes red-rimmed from crying.
Mia, you have to lift the judgment. Kimberly's world is falling apart. She can't refinance her condo.
Mom, she stole my brand and 3 contracts. The court ordered her to pay what she took. That's not cruelty, that's consequence.
I don't care about contracts. She's your blood. She's sorry. Why can't you just forgive and move on?
She's not sorry. She's sorry she got caught. She still hasn't paid a cent, and she's still lying about me online.
For me, Mia, I'm your mother. I'm begging you. Remove the lien. Let her breathe.
For you? You've never once asked Kimberly to stop. You only ask me to lose. I won't lift the judgment. The law is clear. She has to pay what she owes. This is the end of the discussion.
Pamela stared at her for a long moment, then turned and walked out, the door clicking shut like a final argument. Within hours, Kimberly uploaded another video, her voice cracking as she spoke directly into the phone camera.
Mia bled me dry in court. She hates me so much she'd rather see me bankrupt.
Now the whole family will see this. Every aunt, cousin, and old friend, and they'll believe her.
Her phone buzzed with texts from extended family, all asking why she was torturing her sister. Mia swiped the screen off, then deleted the social apps entirely.
Let them talk. I still have my work and my name.
That same afternoon, an email from a high-end residential developer arrived, a new client who had seen Mia's earlier work.
Thank you for reaching out. I'd love to discuss your vision for the penthouse.
As she hung up, she looked around her studio. The team was busy. The mood lightened. The business was healing. But outside these walls, her family ties had snapped like brittle thread. Some wounds wouldn't close. Over the next 2 days, 7 more voicemails from Pamela piled up in Mia's inbox. The first message played. "You're breaking your mother's heart. Kimberly hasn't slept in days. Please, Mia, just call me. Mia listened once, then set the phone face down. She would not return the call. Instead, she opened the scanned USPTO refusal on her laptop, the words "likelihood of confusion" stark on the screen. She clicked print. A single page slid out, the federal ruling dated and stamped in official black ink. She folded the page once, then slid it into a heavy cream envelope. No handwritten note, no apology, just the legal evidence she had carried through every battle. She sealed it with a smooth, practiced motion, then wrote Pamela's home address in steady professional script. The return address was simply her business. No personal name, no familial tie. She held the envelope for a long moment, then set it on the edge of her desk, ready for the morning mail. At 8 the next morning, Mia slid the cream envelope through the slot of a downtown post office box. She didn't pause to watch it fall. She turned, walked briskly back to her studio, and opened her email. By noon, a signed contract for a downtown penthouse project landed in her inbox, a six-figure job.
Let's order lunch for the team. We've earned it.
The studio hummed with activity, designers sketching, phones ringing, fabric swatches being pinned. But Mia's own phone stayed silent. No calls from Pamela, no family texts.
The silence is louder than any screaming match. The letter is in transit now. There's no taking it back.
Later that week, a glossy magazine called asking to feature her work. She said yes, then stood by her office window, looking out at the Austin skyline. Somewhere across town, a mail carrier was sorting a heavy cream envelope. The response was coming. 2 days later, Mia's phone shattered the morning quiet. Pamela's name flashed, and this time Mia answered.
Mia, I got an envelope from your office. Just a single page. What is this? Why won't you just talk to me?
Mia heard the crinkle of the envelope over the line. Her mother hadn't even opened it.
Is this some kind of legal threat? A bill? Just tell me what you've done.
It's not a threat. It's the truth. Open it, Mom.
Why can't you just say it? Why do you always have to be so cold?
Read it. Then you'll understand why I did everything I did.
Before her mother could reply, Mia ended the call. The studio fell silent again. Across town, Pamela stared at the cream envelope, her thumb trembling over the sealed flap. One page, the USPTO seal visible through the vellum, a single sheet that would rewrite everything she believed. Pamela's thumb slid under the flap, and the single page emerged, the USPTO seal heavy at the top. The words "likelihood of confusion" sat bold beneath the header, citing Mia's registration number and Kimberly's rejected application.
Kimberly applied for a trademark, and the government blocked it because it was too close to Mia's. Mia wasn't lying.
She read the letter twice, then a third time, her hand covering her mouth. The narrative she'd believed for weeks crumbled. Then she dialed Mia's number. It rang 5 times before voicemail picked up. Mia watched the screen light up with her mother's name. She let it ring.
Now you know. I didn't start this. She did.
The call ended. No message. Just silence. In that silence, the truth settled deeper than any argument ever could. Mia set the phone down and returned to her work. The score was settled without a single word. The next morning, Pamela's call to Kimberly was brief. Just a question she hadn't asked before. Did you apply for a federal trademark, Kimberly?
She's twisting things. You don't understand. It wasn't like that.
But the evidence was already in Pamela's hands. By noon, Kimberly's social media accounts went silent. 2 days later, a for lease sign appeared in the window of her empty studio. Inside, she posted her remaining office furniture and a designer handbag on an online marketplace. A cashier's check for $12,000 arrived at Mia's office the following week. No note, no apology. Just a legal instrument made payable to Mia Co-Interiors.
12,000. It's a start. She's finally understanding that consequences have a price.
The judgment balance ticked downward, but the lien on her condo remained until every cent was satisfied. Kimberly still had a long way to go, and the credit report would remember. 6 months later, Mia walked through her neighborhood on a crisp autumn afternoon, her pace unhurried. Her studio had grown 2 new designers, a project manager, and a waiting list of clients who valued originality. She turned a corner and found herself in front of a small coffee shop, the space that had once been Kimberly Mia Designs. The knockoff sign was long gone. In its place, a chalkboard menu listed lattes and pastries.
She built nothing and left nothing. I built everything and it's still standing.
She bought a coffee, sat by the window, and for 10 minutes did nothing but enjoy the warmth of the cup.
I don't miss her. I don't miss the phone calls. I miss the mother I thought I had.
Later, back in her studio, she glanced at the framed trademark certificate on the wall. That single page had been a shield, a sword, and finally a quiet answer to the loudest liar in her life. She turned back to her desk, picked up a fabric swatch, and kept building. She worked late into the evening, the studio quiet except for the click of her mouse. The phone rang, a new number, a new project. She answered on the first ring.
Mia Co. Interiors? This is Mia. How can I help you?
She spoke with the ease of someone who had built her reputation on originality, not imitation.
Every call used to remind me of what she stole. Now it's just my work.
After hanging up, she leaned back and let her gaze settle on the framed trademark certificate. The USPTO seal hadn't changed, but its meaning had.
I no longer need it as a sword. It's just a quiet record of the truth.
She turned off her desk lamp and walked to the window, the Austin skyline glittering beneath a dark sky. Behind her, the certificate remained where it belonged on the wall of a business that had earned its name. The next spring, a local design magazine featured Mia's penthouse project on its cover. Her team gathered in the studio to celebrate, a framed copy now beside the trademark certificate. A few weeks later, a USPTO renewal notice arrived in the mail routine, but a quiet milestone. She signed the form without ceremony, slid it back into the envelope, and set it aside. That afternoon, a text from Pamela broke the calm. "I'm sorry, Mia. I was wrong." 3 short sentences, arriving after 7 months of silence. Mia read them twice, then set the phone down on her desk.
It's not enough, but it's a start.
She didn't reply. She opened her laptop instead and resumed the project that was due Friday. Outside her window, the Austin skyline kept glowing, and her phone stayed dark. Weeks later, Mia stood before her new office vision board, a collage of milestones. Pinned to the center was her original business card, the serif font, the muted palette, and beside it, the USPTO refusal letter. The government seal was still visible beneath the pin, a quiet testament to a fight no one saw coming. That single sheet had been a shield, a sword, and finally a quiet answer to the loudest liar in her life. She owned the name before anyone could spell it differently.
The law agreed.
End card, black background, red snoo top left, emoji row, white sentence case text. I owned the name before she spelled it. Mia Co. Interiors. A brand built, a mark defended, a truth that no one could steal. She owned the name. She still does.